Welcome to Rock Codes. Glad you stopped by. Got another video for y'all today. So today I wanted to cover something real quick that I see happening for a lot of devs, where it's sort of a misunderstanding of how to use effect when you're using React hooks. So let's take a look at the code and then we'll kind of break down what's happening here. So we have a token which we're getting from local storage, and we also have a loading state. We're some user data. We have a useEffect here, which if there's not a token, it just exits. And if there is a token, it will go ahead and fetch the user data based on that token. We have a sign-in function, which will call our fake authentication, set the token that we received from the server, and finally set our loading to false. And then we also have a sign out, which goes ahead and erases the token from local storage and from our state. So obviously this isn't an example of how to do auth. This is just kind of a general example of ways I've seen useEffect kind of being misused. So for our render, obviously if we're in a loading state, we just render loading. If we don't yet have a token, we have a login screen here, and then if we have a token and we're not loading, then we will go ahead and return our user dashboard or user data screen. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. We hit login, it hits our fake backend. We get a token back from that backend here, or I'm sorry, here we get a token back. So now we have a token, so we render our user's dashboard because now they're technically logged in, right? So the problem that we're seeing is we're not getting the user data. So what's going on there? We have a useEffect. The useEffect should, if we have a token, it should go ahead and fetch our user data using that token and put it into our state. The problem here is we've made a fatal error with useEffect, which is actually literally highlighted in the editor, and many people just ignore it, or they think they know better and they just don't fill out the dependencies. So walking through the code as what's actually happening, since this person is never signed in before, technically, when we call local storage to get the auth token, nothing comes back. So we don't have a token. Now the useEffect runs on mount because this is what we wanted. That's why we have an empty dependency array. At that point, there is no token. So this useEffect returns, and because we only wanted it on mount, because we're smarter than React and all the linting attached to it, we decided to put an empty array for the dependencies. This useEffect is now dead. This is how people try to make component did mount, even though this is not really component did mount. So what happens is this effect never runs again. It's dead in the water. This fake user data fetch will never happen. It doesn't matter how many times you update state in this component, it is trash. So the obvious fix here is to listen to our linting rules. We're using token here twice. Add it to the dependency array. So that way, once we actually sign in, we set the token updates, we get a re-render, useEffect is triggered because token updated. So now we have a token, we get past this gate, and we're gonna get the user data. As you can see, it already displays Biff Bifferson is signed in and ready to go. So that's pretty much all I have for this video, guys. Just a quick one. If you have any questions about the video, if I messed anything up, or if you have any corrections or suggestions, hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if it was of any value to you. Hit the notification bell, all that crap all the other YouTubers say. And once again, thanks for stopping by. Peace.